Good evening, my dear students. So this is the second video lecture on research project RP. So in this lecture, we're going to talk about some paraphrasing tips, as well as how do you cite and list your sources in a reference using APA style of citation and referencing. So let's start with paraphrasing tips. I want to include this in our module para make it formal that you have to really paraphrase. Ibig sabihin ng paraphrase, you have to write in your own words the sources or the text that you will use in your research proposal. So hindi po pwede yung kokopyahin lang natin and then copy paste. Hindi po pwede yun. Hindi din po pwede na magsulat tayo ng konti tapos sisingitan natin ng copy-pasted sources here and there and then sulat ulit and so on. So patchwork plagiarism po ang tawag doon. So kaya din tayo nagpa-paraphrase para maiwasan natin yun nga yung plagiarism. Kasi yung kinokopya po nating mga text, mga sources, yan po ay produkto ng pag-iisip or inisip po yan ng author na gumawa ng research paper o nagsulat ng article. Therefore, siya ay may intellectual property niya yun. And we are infringing on the copyright or on his intellectual property kapag kinopy-paste lang natin siya. Even though nilagay pa natin doon na according to someone, 2020 and so on. That still count as plagiarism. So we have to really learn and practice how to paraphrase, no? Kasi this is an academic writing. Academic honesty is really important. Okay, so these are tips, no? Pero these are not strict step-by-step procedure. So definitely you can jumble things around. Pero yung mga first few steps, I recommend that you follow them. Okay? And syempre, pag nagpa-paraphrase ka, situational naman po yan. May mga pagkakataon na gagawin mo yung tip number 5, yung tip number 7, and so on. Okay, so syempre, ang first step is you have to read it several times. The section that you want to paraphrase, that you want to include in your research paper or proposal. Yun po lagi ang first step. Dapat hindi lang magbasa, di ba? You have to understand. Ano ba yung sinasabi ng text? So, ito yung ating sample, no? So, sabi dito, both esport and recreational gamers run the risk of developing internet gaming disorder when their intense immersion in the activity is tied to escapism. So, siya yung author, or sila yung author, si Banyai et al. Meaning to say there are multiple authors published during 2019 or last year. So, definitely sinasabi dito, no? Maaring magkaroon ng gaming disorder yung mga players na naglalaro para mag-escape sa kanilang mga real-life halimbawang problems or responsibilities. Whether ano pa sila, professional or esports players o kaya yung recreational or casual gamers lang. Okay, they are in danger of developing internet gaming disorder or IGD. So that's the first step. You read it several times. And tip number 2, kailangan mong identify yung mga shared languages or terms na hindi mo kailangang i-reword. Okay? Sinabi ko kanina, paraphrasing is rewriting the text in your own words or restating the text in your own words. Pero hindi naman po ibig sabihin nun that every word you will find another word or you find the synonym of that word. Kasi may mga words na kapag nireword mo pa siya, mas magiging magulo yung kalalabasan, di ba? Or there's a danger na mag-iiba yung ibig niyang sabihin. Specifically if merong mga variables na pinag-uusapan, di ba? So for example, in this itong quote na to, makikita mo dito sa baba yung source niya, di ba? Yung title ng article or research journal is Escapism, a Powerful Predictor of Internet Gaming Disorder Among Video Gamers. So you can really see na kita mo dito yung ano niya, no? Yung kanyang variable. Escapism. It may predict internet gaming disorder. So definitely hindi mo napapalitan itong di ba? Internet gaming disorder saka yung escapism. because this is a term used in the study. Pag sinabi natin shared languages, o halimbawa dito sa study na to about online gaming. So ito yung mga usually ginagamit ng mga researcher na terms to describe things around. So internet gaming disorder, lalo na to kasi ano siya, 'di ba? Sakit siya or disease or disorder siya. So definitely meron siyang standard name. And then escapism. So parang lingo use by the researchers dito sa topic na to, sa online gaming. So we don't have to reword them. But of course, majority of the words you have to reword or you have to find the synonyms. Or like for example, esport and recreational gamers. Although ito yung kinuha nilang respondents, pwede pa rin natin silang i-reword, diba? Run the risk. Okay? Pwede natin sabihin, in danger of. Sabihin natin dito, professional players, casual players. O syempre, developing. Maybe we can say it acquiring. They will acquire a disorder. Intense immersion in the activity. So, ibig sabihin, ang tagal niya naglalaro kasi immersed siya doon sa activity, di ba? Maybe we can say, this is not a direct translation or direct rewording. Prolonged gaming is tied to, is connected to. Kailangan nating hanapan ng mga synonyms para hindi tayo matempt na ulitin gamitin yung mga words na yon. This is another useful tip. You can start the sentence in a different point. O diba dito nagsimula yung sentence sa pamagitan ng pagme-mention ng esports and recreational gamers. Or maybe we can start the sentence here. Dito sa red. For example, sabihin natin, if escapism is used as a motivation for prolonged gaming, diba? Professional and casual gamers are in danger of acquiring internet gaming disorder. Okay? So, yun. Napalitan mo yung kanyang starting point ng sentence. So, di ba palayo na tayo ng palayo dun sa actual structure ng original text, which is a good sign. Pero as you notice, hindi naman natin binabago yung sinasabi niya, di ba? This is another useful tip. Maybe you can split it into 2 or more sentences, di ba? So, for example, in this case, pwede ko bang makopya yon? Okay, anyway. So, split natin to into 2 sentences. Makakatulong to para hindi ka matempt na kopyahin na lang. Kasi, instead of following the structure, mag-isip ka ng paraan kung paano mo siya hatiin into sentences. So, gayahin natin yung pattern natin nung una. If prolonged gaming or if escapism is used as a motivation for prolonged gaming, players can develop or can acquire internet gaming disorder. This is true for both professional or recreational, casual players. So right here, naging dalawa na siya, di ba? So that's tip number 5. Of course, tip number 5, mas magiging helpful siya kung kung mas mahahaba yung mo, yung sentences. Kasi dito maikli lang. That's why it's a bit off. Tip number 6, you aim for clarity, 'di ba? That's why wag kang avoid literal paraphrasing. Kumbaga word for word paraphrase mo siya, 'di ba? Kumbaga be selective in the section of the text na ipa-paraphrase mo. Hindi kailangan na word for word. Either hanapan mo siya ng synonyms. And hindi kailangan na susundin mo yung pattern ng original text, diba? On the way it is written. So kapag nakita mo na yung paraphrase mo, mas mahirap siyang maintindihan dun sa original text. Parang you defeat the purpose, diba? Kasi you are expressing things in your own word, but also you want to make your content or message clear to the readers, diba? So that's why you have to be selective then in the use of synonyms, diba? May mga synonyms kang baka pag gumamit ka ng thesaurus, may mga synonyms kang makuha na napaka-off or hindi siya angkop dun sa context noong original text. Okay? Okay, so syempre, mahaba yung mo, diba? Yung mga references mo, several pages. Or even yung mga paragraphs na highlight mo, mahaba talaga sila. But, hindi mo naman kailangang diba? Hindi mo naman kailangang i-paraphrase yung buong paragraph, diba? When you paraphrase, you have an intention in your mind. Gusto kong makahanap ng, halimbawa, ang intention mo ay gusto mong makahanap ng reason kung bakit yung gaming ay maaaring maging beneficial doon sa isang gamer o sa isang player. So, nabasa mo, nakita mo yung yung references ito. Sabi dito, online gaming may indeed enrich people's lives. Initiatives such as play a part together that promote gaming for socializing and stress reduction may achieve positive outcomes. Research evidence shows that high involvement in gaming is not necessarily problematic, and that for most, gaming appears adaptive and may reduce loneliness. Moreover, gaming is typically less harmful than many other potential behaviors used to cope with stress and aversive emotions such as alcohol and drug use or overeating. Gaming may also be relatively inexpensive for those already owning gaming equipment. So, ang dami binanggit, diba? But the thought is, yung gaming, kapag positive involvement dun sa game ang ginawa mo, pwede siyang mag-reduce ng stress, diba? And loneliness. It can help you socialize with others, diba? It is also considered as relatively less harmful and less expensive as compared with other coping mechanism like alcohol and drug use or overeating. So, ayun, diba? While you're reading, you can take note of the things that you have or of the things that you have encountered in your head para mas madalian kang mag-paraphrase. So, maybe I can say that positive engagement with games can lead to reduction in players' stress and loneliness. Diba? Moreover, it also allows them to socialize with other gamers. According to sources cited by King et al. 2020. So, ito kasi siya kasi yung author niyan. Et al. Ibig sabihin, there are several more authors. Sabi ko dito, according to sources cited, kasi itong mga numbers na nakita mo actually, ito yung mga portion na may sinite siyang